Roundtable, episode number 7. I'm here with Stevie P.
Hi.
John.
What up?
Mike D.
Hello.
And a special guest.
Yep.
John.
It's me.
Please remember to leave reviews on iTunes. And if you do leave a review, we are going to be taking selected reviews of people who submit pictures or screenshots of the reviews to hashtag Lifehack Advisors. And Steve will be giving special Pokemon cards to such individuals, as well as we'll be giving away some Life Curve memberships and free coaching sessions. So we appreciate it. Thank you. Questions, as always, to info@Lifehack Advisors. And we'll get started this week with the first topic. And the first section is actually money and career hacks. All right, so Mike Davidoff.
Yeah.
Name at least one creative, interesting, or entrepreneurial pursuit other than prostitution you have undertaken to make money. Did it work out? What did you learn from it?
Well, I didn't know prostitution was off the table. But, yeah, actually, this is actually a terrible question for me. Because I don't really have many examples here. But one thing that I just figured I would mention is, like, very briefly in college, when there was actually a bit of a shortage of housing at the school I was going to, Temple. And there was also this humongous abandoned building. And so, I don't know, my buddy and I were talking about how we should buy it somehow, like get other people's money and get it together and convert it to student apartments. Unfortunately, we basically lost some steam because we figured nobody's going to give, millions of dollars to a couple college kids, which maybe they would have if we came up with the right pitch. I don't know. But the point is, we actually did do a little bit, which is, we went down to City Hall, figured out who the owner of the building was, and we were going to contact them, blah, 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 and then we just gave up. But I guess the moral of the story.
Inspirational.
Yeah. Gave up completely and then sat around and probably got high. No, but what but the point is that taking kind of an important step and an interesting step is really just not hard. I mean, it was actually really fun and enjoyable to be like, oh, well, I took at least one small step and then whatever. I mean, it was when I was a young kid, so it wasn't like a situation where I was actually all that motivated to do anything. But it was actually an interesting learning experience, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. And then years later, someone else developed it and made a ton of money. Bastards. Yeah. Which I feel like I should get cut, obviously. I had the idea originally.
My idea.
Steve?
I'm in the midst of way too many to count right now. So this being included in them, this Lifehack Advisors, the whole project, Marcus and I's project, Om Inspirations. I'm pursuing Reiki energy healing, so I'm experimenting with distance healing, and I'm eventually going to start professionally practicing it through my website. And through my website, my blog, I had getting donations through it. Looking into sponsorships for it, possibly Dr. Bronner's coconut oil. And I'm writing a bunch of Kindle books. I have 6 out right now. Yeah, no, 7. So and I have a few more streams of income that I'm building too. But I'm in the trenches for this stuff right now, and it's just getting the beginnings of income being generated. Very small amounts right now, but it's building. And because I'm into so many endeavors right now, I'm just learning so much every day. From WordPress to podcasting to... There's so much to everything. Kindle, how Amazon works, Amazon's affiliate program. It's just constant learning.
Nice. John?
Well, the whole entrepreneurial thing is relatively new to me. And besides actually working on this, the only time I ever tried making money from alternative revenues is when I was getting out of the military. and I knew I would need a little extra coin. So I was actually thinking about doing the whole blood and semen thing.
Oh, I totally thought you were going to say selling drugs. I was like, oh.
No, that's way too cliche.
All right.
And the thing that stopped me was, I guess, for donating your spunk, they're really selective.
Yeah.
They like want you to be like a certain height, like
Oh, yeah.
hair, eye color really play into it, IQ level, like
You're screwed.
yeah, pretty much. Like you're not quite Aryan enough for us, and well, you're a moron. Dang it.
Huh.
Yeah. Other than that, no. I've always been kind of blinded by the light and just had the blinders on.
So John and I had really important learnings from our entrepreneurial experiences. I gave up, and they don't like your jizz.
My swimmers ain't good enough.
Yeah, my list is long in this case. I mean, I actually think I sold weed the first time when I was maybe 12. I think some guy gave me a deal on a pound, and I was amazed how you divide that thing up into small bags, how much more money you got back. At a very young age. But ever since, it's been pretty legal. eBay, I've had a lot of ventures on, and I remember after one of my companies failed that sustained me for like 2 years. Living in Manhattan, I would actually check on Craigslist like the last few days of the month because people are moving to London or Seattle or wherever, and they'd be having moving sales, like fire sales. I mean, I would have people, I'd show up at people's places, and women would like give me $1,000 pairs of shoes and other shit and just be like, taking them out of here.
Wow.
And whoop, put it on eBay, and it was, it's not easy to necessarily get a job or a new opportunity when you've run small companies and been an entrepreneur. So over the last 5 years, I've still made money with Amazon businesses, eBay. I'm learning the digital side of things now. I'd like to do some Kickstarter campaigns and toy with that, but I think there's no shortage of ways now. It's a matter of just time and focus and attention on the web.
There's more every day.
And so
But there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of time
Oh, yeah.
wasters, and that's why you got to do what you love and have realistic expectations, I think. I mean, there's people who have great businesses just with Etsy.
Yeah.
And if that's what you do and you focus on, you build
So
a community.
what did you learn?
As far as eBay and Amazon, I'd say focus on higher margin, more expensive things. You can spend a lot of time. One of my funniest things that I built a store around was religious products. I would buy wholesale and at the dollar store, like the cheesiest religious children's stuff. And it sold like gangbusters.
Wow.
Good 100 to 500% margins.
Wow.
Any statues of Jesus
A lot of
riding
people
a
used to,
dinosaur?
it just would crack people up, me like coming, because I was doing that while I still had another job, just to like test it. And, come buying all this Jesus stuff everywhere, and me obviously being pretty far from a religious individual, but, focusing on those niches like pets. I've got a pet business still because people care about their pets, their kids, religion, like those certain areas, even in tough times, people still spend money.
Mhm.
So that's another sort of learning I've had with it. But, it definitely takes time. So that's why I think you're better off like buying 5 things that you make $500 on versus 50 things that you're netting $500 profit on. Seems riskier, but in the end, you do much better.
Good info.